Hey, Garbrack here with another Elder Scrolls Online video. In this video, we're going to be discussing the Elder Scrolls Online combat system. There's been an article written on the ccguild.ca website that's basically all about the combat system, features, and mechanics that are in it. Before I go into information about that and what was in that article, MMO fan from my Twitch channel was able to provide us with a video of a video game called Forge. This video game, it's very first-person shooter-esque. Definitely take a look at the video. I put the link in the description. It looks like I said, it looks like a very first-person shooter type of game with the RPG aspect of it, like with the leveling, the experience. But I think it's a very good demonstration of what the Elder Scrolls might be like. Like, obviously I'm not saying this is exactly it, but it would get you a feel as to what you can expect, especially as a ranger. The video is about the Pathfinder, which is basically the ranger archer type of class. It has the center reticle. You aim with that. If your target is not in that reticle, you just won't hit them. So I think with that aspect, that's where the similarities are going to lie with Elder Scrolls Online. So take a look at that, and then feel free to let me know what you think in either the comments here or the comments on that video. I've been reading a lot of the comments on that video. So, Elder Scrolls Online's combat system isn't like any other system or any other MMO currently. There is one enclosed alpha right now that has a similar type of combat system. Mouse click for your target, or for your attacks and your blocks, and the small hotbar, and the center reticle for aiming. Currently that's an NDA, so I can't really announce what game that is. But once it's lifted, I'll be streaming that on my Twitch channel. So let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's talk about the combat system. Within Elder Scrolls, there's going to be a bunch of different features, soft synergies, your combos, or the finesse system, as they call it. Targeting is definitely different. Your hotbar, you only got 5 buttons, and then your 6 one's your ultimate, very similar to Guild Wars 2. So let's start off with targeting. In one of my previous videos, I did talk about targeting. It was in the UI interface video. So I'm not going to go too much into detail on that, but there is targeting. You can tab target your enemies. It's more of a tracker, tracer, follower kind of thing. Puts a window up in the top middle so you can see how much health it has. But you can tab target something that's behind you. So say you're looking at it, you tab target it, you turn around to attack something that's on the opposite side, you can still keep that other one targeted and still hit the mob that's in front of you. So because what is in front of you is what you're going to be hitting no matter what is targeted. The center reticle takes priority over anything. So with the center reticle, like I said, whatever is in that reticle is what you're going to be hitting. Your left click will be your primary attack. So if you have a sword, you're going to be swinging with that sword. If you hold it, you're going to charge up for a bigger swing. If you've played Skyrim, if you've played Morrowind or Oblivion, you're going to be used to that type of system. Your right click is if you play sword and board, so if you play with a sword and a shield, it's your block. You're going to use that to actively block. If you have a two-handed sword, it's your parry. Or again, your block. Either way, you're defending yourself. It's a defense ability. There is first person, so you will be able to have first person combat. There is third person combat. The way it works, again, is a little bit different than what you're used to in other MMOs. So in other MMOs, your camera is directly behind your character, whereas with Elder Scrolls Online, your camera is more to the right side when your character is more to the left. Now that can be a little annoying, but it takes a little bit to get used to, and once you're used to it, you won't even notice a difference. So let's talk about the hotbar. So the hotbar is going to be 6 buttons. On the 6 buttons, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, which can be keybound to different buttons. 1 and 2 are specific, so they're going to be your weapon abilities. So if you have a sword in your main hand, 1 and 2 are going to be sword abilities. If you have a bow, there are going to be bow abilities. Now, as you level up, you can select different skills that can be changed. They're hot swappable, so as long as you're not in combat, you can just pop them in, pop them out. 3, 4, and 5 are more character-derived abilities. These abilities can range from a taunt to, if you're a tank, you can pull the mob using a chain. A heal, it can be anything. They haven't really gone into much detail as to what spells and abilities each class will have, but there are going to be more user choice classes. So as you progress throughout the game, you learn different abilities, you skill up in different sections. You become a master in that section. You can put those buttons into 3, 4, and 5. Number 6 is your ultimate. Again, they haven't really announced what the ultimate is going to be. They just said it's going to be a big badass ability. But the way it's going to work is you're not going to always be able to hit your ultimate. It's based off of what's called the Finesse System. The Finesse System is a system that I haven't really seen in an MMO before. There's a combo system in Guild Wars 2, but that's more of the soft synergy thing that I'm going to talk about in a minute. But the Finesse System, so if I'm attacking an ogre and he's got a big two-handed club and he's coming after me and he swings it really hard, really fast, but I move out of the way or I block it. So let's say I move out of the way. He's going to swing that club and kind of lose his balance. You have an opportunity of attack right now. With that opportunity of attack, you can use your shiv or whatever. You can come up and stab him in the kidney or something like that. I'm not saying that's the exact ability, but you have that opportunity of attack. If you use that opportunity of attack to your advantage, you're going to get a finesse point. The more finesse points you have, it's like a progress bar. Once you fill that progress bar, you can use your ultimate. At the end of the fight, based off how many finesse points you have earned, you will be given better loot, better experience. So the game is actually rewarding you for playing properly. Not that running in and just smashing your left click isn't proper, but if you actually want to play the game and get very immersed into the combat system, you're going to get rewarded for it. Some of the other aspects of the game, like I said, were the soft synergies. This is where it's very similar to Guild Wars 2 in forms of the combos. So let's say I'm playing a thief and I'm being charged down by a bunch of big woolly mammoth creature things. I throw a thing of oil down to slow them. A magicka user comes up and sees that I'm being chased and I've thrown oil down. He can throw a fire ability on top of that slick of oil and it will ignite. So not only are they slowed, but now they're burning. So that's a soft synergy. That's a combo. And it ties into the Finesse System because they haven't announced it, but I'm pretty sure those two systems are going to coincide together. If you're in a party, you can work with your soft synergies and earn finesse points because that just makes sense. I mean, if I'm helping out my team players by bouncing off of their abilities, I should be rewarded for that with the Finesse System. The way the loot system is going to work is almost identical to what Guild Wars 2 is. It's what I like to call a social loot system, not to be confused with my Angry Wampa video social loot system. But the way this one works is everybody gets their own loot. So if we're doing a raid, there's no more loot distribution required. Everybody gets to click on the chest will reward every person individually with their own loot table. And this is great because it rewards a community within the MMO. Guild Wars 2 is probably the first MMO I've ever played where I would be fighting something, and if I look like I'm in trouble, somebody will actually help me. They'll actually run up and help me if they're in the area. Or if they're just running by, they'll just tag it and help kill it. Because there is no tagging. If you hit a mob, it's everybody's mob. It doesn't matter who hit it first. Whereas with games like World of Warcraft, if I'm fighting a mob and I'm going to die, someone's just going to let me die, and then once I die, they'll finish it off and take the loot. Great system. Love it. So having that community, that camaraderie between players, I think benefits the game because you don't feel like you're just playing a game with a bunch of dicks. You're playing a game with a bunch of people that actually care, not really care about your character, but they want to help out. And based on how much they help out, like if the mob's at 50% and he jumps in and starts helping, he'll actually get loot as well. So will you. So there is no, like I said, there is no individual loot system, which is great. So let's take a look here at some of the article, just in case I missed something. So let's just scroll through it. So right here it's talking about the action bar, the slots. I'm going to put a link to this in the video. The Finesse System. So we cover the soft synergies, the Finesse System. The action bar we've covered. One of the things I want to cover is the no cast bar. So the combat system, like I said, isn't like any other MMO. There is no cast bar. So if someone's casting something, it's going to be a visual effect. You're going to see them. You're going to see it, but you're going to have time to move out of the way. Obviously, to conjure up a giant fireball of death, it's not going to be instant. So why do I like the no cast bar? The no cast bar promotes people staring at the screen, being engaged into the combat, not staring at the hotbar going, okay, I can hit 1, I can hit 2, I can hit 3, I can hit 7, I can hit 4. Oh, damn, it's on cooldown. There's no cooldowns. So you can hit your abilities all you want. So once you get yourself into a nice solid routine, you don't have to know what buttons you have, you just start clicking them. Pew pew. So being engaged in the combat and looking at the screen versus looking at the hotbar and having the finesse system, I mean, the game does nothing but reward people for playing the characters and being, like I said, immersed into the system, into the game. As long as we don't turn into lawnmower men where we get really immersed and turn psycho and start killing people. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But that's about it. I mean, I think we've covered everything. I'm going to link the article in the video, in the description. I'm going to link the Forge video. Definitely worth taking a look at. I think it's going to be the closest similarity to what Elder Scrolls is going to be introducing. Again, it's hard to say until we get our hands in there and start playing with the beta. And I mean, it's 2013 now. I hope everyone had a great 2012. But it's 2013. The beta is coming out this year. So is the game. The game is coming out this year. We have less than 365 days to go. It's just a countdown now. I don't know if anybody's as excited about it as I am, but once I get in there, once the NDA is lifted, you're going to see content flying out of our channel. Guides, strategies, how-tos, information, everything that we can possibly do for you guys. But I hope this video was informative. If you have any comments, concerns, questions, feel free to post them in the comment section below. If you did like the video, subscribe. There's definitely more content coming. Thank you.